Dear Sony, the FX3 Mark II better have internal NDs. Just like Canon did with the R6 Mark II, you need to fix your overheating issues in your second round of generation of cameras and keep crushing it and putting pressure on Canon to compete. Because I feel like, with no insider knowledge, that the triple base ISO is because you guys have been killing it in low light. So the FX3, the only thing that I feel like you need to do in it, because it's a near perfect cinema camera, is it needs some internal NDs.
That's not too harsh.
Not too harsh.
That's not too harsh at all. I think that's
but
pretty
they're
good.
Overheating, and they're not the only brand that overheats, but they need to fix that.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Dear Sony, I would like for you to bring 6K to the FX3. Also, just announce that you are going to do away with the S line of the Alphas. We don't need an A7S III and an FX3. Just get rid of the A7S III. Let's run the FX3. Let's not be afraid of getting a larger sensor in there because we're trying to keep low light performance well. Let's go to 6K. Even if you want to go 6K and then downsample it to 4K.
You don't need to do that.
I'll take that.
You don't need to do that, Sony.
Yeah, they do.
No, you don't.
Look, this is my dear Sony.
We're not trying to dominate the world.
No, we want 6K coming out of the FX3, and I'll piggyback on you. I'll take some internal NDs. But here's what I want. You ready? I don't want your Canon internal NDs stacking garbage. I want Sony's FX6 auto ND.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
if
the
they
electronic
put
ND.
That electronic ND in the FX3.
Man, get out of here with that $7,000 camera.
6K? Bro. Look.
Now I know how I sound when I'm talking about Canon.
Look, they do that.
Be the best at low light. 12K.
I didn't ask for 12K.
20 stops at ND.
I just want that electronic ND, 6K, so it's a tad bit sharper. Yo, they take over the world.
No, I only gave them two things: the internal ND and the overheating, because their camera is already near perfect.
You just want Canon to have a shot, they don't need a shot.
No, we ain't going that far. But bro, if it's 6K internal ND, I see you left that off. You better leave that off. Trying to create the world perfect camera. Stop it.
You know what? I'm going to say it. It'd be nice if it also had a global shutter. I'm just going to say it.
That camera's going to be $9,000.
And make it affordable. That's it. That's all I'm asking for.
You know what? If you're going to do that, make it a 4 megapixel camera. Let it be superiorist at low light. You got to give it a flaw.
I think that's what we need. So, dear Sony, those are our thoughts. Let's go ahead and go through the chat. Chat, let us know, what do you want from Sony? So again, make sure you're typing in "Dear Sony." Good.
Can I
night.
add one?
There's a lot.
Just because I saw Rob in the chat.
Yeah.
Dear Sony, give me a $8,000 Burano.
Isn't that what Canon gave you with the C400?
No, don't give me. I mean, unless you want to give me, but like, bring the price down to the Burano.
Hey, that might be the new FX6 II.
Well, what are they going to make it out of plastic? Like,
man,
how are you going to get it down to $8,000?
I don't know how the C400 is $8,000. And they're very, very similar.
Canon's gotta stay on top.
Yeah, well, they
gotta.
They have better factories, I guess, cheaper factories. I don't know how they're doing it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Before we start talking about sweatshops, allegedly.
Hey, I never said that. Those words never left my mouth.
They must have cheaper.
I never said that word. Oh God, they're gonna take down the stream again. Okay, here we go. All right, let's hop into Dear Sony from the chat. Rumen, what is with you today? Homie is on one. He says, "Dear Sony,
Seriously,
stop
it. Look straight in the camera. Stop it. No, Brandon, you stop it. 6K FX3. Get out of here with that.
Oh, man.
Ain't nobody want that.
Everybody wants that. All right, here we go. Dear Sony, put an FX30 sensor in an FX6 body. They want an APS-C sensor in an FX6 body. I've never heard of anybody wanting that. I mean, I guess it's close to Super 35, so maybe. I mean,
do they want the updated tech of the FX30 in a FX6 body?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I would not have thought of doing that. See, this is why we go to the chat. You guys have thoughts that we would have never thought about bringing up. All right, here we go. Dear Sony, stop making so many cameras. That's a tough one because we're literally here asking for new cameras. But I totally understand.
Condense.
I understand the logic there because it can get overwhelming and confusing at the same time. Gabriel, shout out Gabriel. He almost got us shut down last time, so be careful what you say here.
Are you a YouTuber? Where is your R5 Mark II review?
All right, he says,
waiting.
FX3 Mark II. Global DGO sensor similar to the Raptor. Bro, you talking about my camera being expensive.
Give me some Canon.
Give me some red.
Give me some red. Give me some Sony.
All right, Steven says, "Dear Sony, don't give software upgrades that break your cameras and then make your customers
so you're
pay
not
to repair
you're not you don't you're not like on YouTube like that. I mean, you're on YouTube, but you're not on YouTube like that. That was I feel like that story kind of caught fire.
Yeah.
This guy upgraded his FX3.
Yeah.
Up to allegedly updated it to firmware 5 and broke.
Like just flat out?
Bluetooth. Broke some features on the camera. He calls customer service and they allegedly say that it'll cost $700 minimum to fix.
What?
Allegedly.
All right. Well.
Dear
That's
Sony,
wild.
$8,000 Burano and fix your firmware.
All right, here's another one from Starlight. Dear Sony, how about actually giving firmware updates? Oh, wait, is that the one we just read?
No. But that is a true. I've heard that about Sony.
Yeah? Doing just software updates? Oh,
no.
Interesting.
They drop new cameras.
This is insane. I'm looking at these comments and they're all about firmware issues.
Yeah, it hit YouTube. So I don't know if this is true because I don't dabble in Sony or I haven't in a long time. I've heard that they will drop a new camera before they do like firmware updates. So like they'll have like the Alpha 1, there will be cameras newer than that will have features that it doesn't have as the flagship and like all the way down the line.
Yeah. No, I know that's true because that becomes the reason why so many people get sort of frustrated with the fact that there's always a new camera coming out.
Yeah.
Because you'll buy a more expensive camera.
Yeah.
And then a less expensive camera will come out with a feature that you don't have, but they won't give your camera that feature via a software update when it's very clear that it could be. And most of the time,
we want you to upgrade.
Well, most of the time, it's like a downgrade. It's just buy something else, but it's also that camera has the exact same sensor and it has the exact same processor because they give you that information. Well, they won't say it's the same sensor, but everybody knows the same sensor.
It makes sense. The comment up at the top. Sony do better.
This is a
Sony do better.
I didn't realize this was this much going on in the world of Sony, guys. You guys are giving me some insight. All right, here's another one.
What is
coming
that?
in from Rumen? Give us in our control. What's that? Noise reduction? I guess that's noise reduction, right?
I agree.
Okay. Rumen wants noise reduction control. I think they do by just like. What?
It's wild they don't have waveforms.
That is wild.
It seems wild.
Yeah. Dear Sony, we want open gate, we want waveforms, and we want real-time LUTs, a real-time LUT feature. You know what's also insane? That like they have cinema cameras. Like I know they finally did it with the FX3, but it like didn't have global shutter.
Mm-hmm.
Or not global shutter, sorry.
Shutter angle.
Shutter angle.
Yeah.
Like it's just like and like those features, it came in a software update. I'm not sure if that software update came out yet. I think it's coming out maybe in September.
Okay.
But like there was a software update to give
allegedly
the no, it's like they announced it.
Oh, it's now okay.
They're officially giving shutter angle to the FX3. But it's just like kind of insane that like waveforms and some of these cinema features were not put into the FX3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a great camera, like you mentioned, fantastic. But it's like, that's where I'm like, do away with the A7S III, just make it an FX3 and actually make it a cinema camera.
For sure. Brandon, I have a feeling that we have a lot of Canon fan people here because there is so much Sony negativity on this live stream right now.
There really
and
is.
I'm claiming them all as Canon people.
You can't do that.
I just feel it.
No, I don't think you can do
Dang,
that.
fix your skin tone, Sony.
Okay, I think Sony's skin tones are pretty good sometimes. I like the FX3. I think the color science out of FX3 is pretty good. But hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Gosh, Andrew.
Bro, y'all are getting uncensored. Dear Sony, soften up your image. You're way too digital.
Wow.
Gosh. I haven't even got down to Rob yet.
Wow.
I'm going to just rip through some of these really fast, okay? Because this is maddening. Dear Sony,
we did not expect this.
We did not expect this. Dear Sony, internal NDs on the FX3 Mark II, please.
Yes,
that was
Dominic.
sick. Yes. Mr. Camera Junkie, drop 8-bit and have 10-bit on everything.
Sony, you got 8-bit on something?
I didn't even know they still was putting out cameras with 8-bit. That is wild. Just eliminate that from the software update.
Yes.
Maybe you won't have as many problems. All right, next one. Dear Sony, Burano is overpriced. That's not even a suggestion. That's just
$8,000.
a statement.
$8,000.
Dear Sony, give me a box camera like a Komodo and external monitor with full camera control.
Constructive.
That's constructive.
Yes.
Yep. Yes. Scott, dear Sony, fewer camera options. Dear Sony, no reason my S5 II for $1,800 can record open gate, but your high-end FXs can't. Eesh. Man, you're right. This is a lot of Sony hate. I did not expect this. Holy crap. Dear Sony, lower your prices. Dear Sony, is there still 8-bit?
Gosh.
This is not how I expected this section to go. Hey, thanks so much for checking out the Uncensored channel. Do us a huge favor. If you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to join us live every single Friday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. We have so much fun and we want you to be there. So subscribe so you don't miss it.